In heeding what the Lord had said to me months ago to put my house in order, I have been following instruction. There have been a lot of things that have needed to be addressed, cleaned, fixed, and put in order, not just from a spiritual aspect, but also from a natural one. Realizing I am still breathing and still able to function, maybe not with a paying job, but keeping the house going, I knew I needed to start doing some deep cleaning. This has happened in a supernatural way by confronting myself and others in matters that were dirty and needed to be cleaned up. It brought me to my knees, literally, which showed me not only the cleansing that needed to take place in my own heart and soul, but also in my carpet. So I called the best carpet cleaner I've ever known, Craig Hagen. Yes, an individual and a business owner who is doing his work and is really great at it. And he's a pleasure to be around, and the before and after pictures are just so evidence of the man is good at what he does, and he's reasonable. So I interviewed him while he was working, as he mentioned that he had had some changes in his life, and I wanted to hear about it. Before that, here are some before carpets in the entryway and in the living room, hallways, music room, and dining room. And then here's his testimony, and we'll follow with some after pictures. Tell me again.
Well, that's what I started looking into nutrition and trying to figure out how to heal myself, and everything I'd find that to heal pretty much your whole body was basically eat green leafy stuff. A lot of it. You know, as much as you can stomach, because it tastes like crap.
Okay, but it is the organic kind, because otherwise you're eating pesticides.
Organic, if you're not eating organic, you are eating pesticides, and as far as meat goes, you're eating antibiotics and whatever else our government can put in it to make it cheap and grow real quick. You know, it's
so if I don't have a garden, where would I go buy foods? Would it be like Whole Food or?
Yeah, you can get some stuff. Whole Foods is probably the best place. The Smiths over in Sparks, where I live, they have a little bit of organic stuff, but I've been buying organic until I finally got my garden going, which container gardens, you know, buy containers, you can plant some lettuce and Swiss chard and kale and stuff like that, and you can YouTube all this stuff. It's not hard to figure out, but
I guess
organic gardening
comes down to a decision, though, doesn't it? We have to decide whether we're going to do that or not.
And that's where I'm like, okay, well, how can I be the best? And I've had a customer, she's got cancer, and on this nutritional adventure I've been on, find out that cancer feeds on sugar. That's its fuel.
Because I am a sugar-holic.
And our society is addicted to sugar. Sugar is as powerful as any other, other than like heroin.
Okay.
It's as powerful. You get just as addicted to it. It's just as bad for your body. It causes almost everything, every bad thing in our body that happens to us. Most of it's produced by sugar, because it all feeds on sugar. And I talked to this customer that she just got diagnosed with cancer, and I'm like, well, I just happen to be on this diet. I've been eating paleo for a couple of years now, and my stomach's healed, my liver's pretty much healed now. I can eat stuff that I couldn't eat 2 years ago because it's all healed, because I've been eating so good. My body's just healing itself. And it's just because I've been eating organic, homegrown stuff. And now I've been gardening I started my garden in like February. Well, actually I started gardening last summer when I hurt myself, and I keep going to the store buying a big thing of lettuce, and I get like halfway done and it's all wilted and gross now. And I'm like, man, I'm wasting so much. Lettuce is cheap, but still I'm wasting half the money I'm spending on food because it goes bad before. I'm like, well, you know what, screw this. I'm not buying this crap anymore. I'm going to the Rail City. I'm buying a bunch of containers, and I'm growing it myself. It's not that hard. It can't be that difficult, and it's not. You throw the stuff in the ground and you water it every now and then, and it grows.
Okay.
It helps to have good soil, and it's not hard to figure that out. Put worm castings and rock dust and nutrients for your soil, because that nutrients you're putting in the soil, eventually you're putting into your body, because the plants feed off that and you feed off the plants. So everything in our life is cyclical.
Right.
You know, and that's one thing our society we don't understand, because we mass produce everything, and the like factory food industry. I mean, the antibiotics we put into everything to get it to grow quick enough to where they can make a profit and feed everybody on this country. You know, and because of that, like my mom has, well, not half, but it's coming more and more common, like the gluten stuff, and it's because we've been eating crap food for our whole lives. You know, I mean, my grandparents and probably your grandparents were the last generation that actually ate real food. You know, when McDonald's came out, that was it.
Yeah, good point.
That was the end of a healthy life, you know. And I've just been watching a lot of TV shows, like there was what was it called? Bizarre Foods. Andrew, the bald guy that eats all kinds of crazy stuff from different countries and stuff like that. It's a really interesting show. Once I got into nutrition, I got into that, and he'd go to a different country, and there was one, I want to say it was like Greece or somewhere like that, where he went to this family, and the mom of the house, she went to work, came home, on her way home from work, she was picking wild edibles all the way home. The husband, he went to work, and when he got off work, he went out on a boat, and they went diving and got a bunch of shellfish right out of the ocean, and they all came home with their bounties, made up dinner, and they ate off the land. And I'm like, that's 2017. People are still doing this. Why can't I?
Good
You know? So I was finally like, you know what? I'm just doing it. I don't care. You know, people have told me you can't do that hundreds of times in my life, but I did it.
All right.
You know?
Well, you know, all I'm going to say is that this person that's right here that has gotten older, it's time for her to start doing the same thing. And Craig, thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, the guy, the dentist I was talking to, he's like, you could tell, once I told him that, he was like, oh my gosh! And then he just started rambling off question after question after question. I'm like, it seems daunting at first, but when you go out there and go to the grocery store, and when you don't have a garden, you go to the grocery store and you go to don't shop from the center of the grocery store.
Okay.
You shop at the perimeter. Don't buy anything from the inside of. I told him I don't need anything from a box, anything from a plastic container.
Okay.
Which that also, plastic is terrible.
Yeah, okay.
There are plastic molecules in every living creature on the planet because we have used so much plastic in the last whenever plastic was invented, 50, 60, 70 years ago,
Right.
whatever the hell it was.
Well, I will say one thing that you said, that human beings we're like the cancer ourselves,
We are
right?
the cancer.
And the fact is that I still, even though I want to take care of the things that God has given me, because he told me to put my house in order, he did, I still am waiting for the rescuer. I know there's a rescue plan, and I think it's soon. A lot of us that believe in Christ think it's soon, and I hope it is.
But I've kind of turned it into, make lemonade, basically, Do you want me to get this a little bit in here, please?
Oh yes, please.
But, yeah, I've kind of, when I told the guy I don't eat anything from a grocery store anymore or anything like that, he's like, how do you do that? I'm like, well, it seems daunting at first, but once you go into the grocery store and realize there's no food in there.
Yes.
At first, I just started eating a lot of vegetables, and then, as I keep looking into nutrition, you find out what our bodies are fueled on, and our brain, all that stuff. You learn a little bit here, a little bit there, and you just keep learning and keep fine-tuning and whatnot.
And trust God. I'm going to trust God because he's a good designer. All right.
Started it
Yeah?
is because I just got into hunting about the same time, right?
Right.
The paleo diet. That's basically what I started out at. I bought like 3 or 4 paleo books, and with also my investigating nutrition to try to heal my body, it basically aligned with the paleo diet. Don't eat anything. Eat meat and vegetables. Cut out the carbs. Cut out the sugar. All that stuff. And I at about the same time, I saw a TV show called Food Inc.
I think my grandson watches that.
And it was I want to say it was like a 2-hour long show. on factory farming, basically. And Monsanto, which is the most evil corporation on the face of the earth, other than our probably U.S. government. It's the second most evil.
I have a few more to add to that list, okay, but I won't do it right now.
Yeah, right? I mean, but I saw that show, and they had some farmers, it was all in our country, you know, all the farmers in our country, and the problems that they were having because of Monsanto. How do you patent a freaking growing up a soybean? They patent soybeans. So basically, if anybody, any farmer in this country tries to use their own soybean seeds, like reuse their seeds, they get sued by Monsanto. They have to pay someone to come and give them seeds. Otherwise, they get sued by Monsanto. And our government made it possible. Obama just passed a law before he got out of office to try to help Monsanto out.
Wow.
It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
Wow.
Our whole food system is, our government's got us by the cojones. Because we're not powerful enough singly to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And one little, little saying that I've been hearing lately is, vote with your dollars. Don't buy that crap anymore.
Okay.
You know, find out what's behind all what you're putting in your body, and don't support the stuff that the evil corporations. You know, I mean, that's the only thing we can do is vote with our dollars, because our government's not going to listen to us. They don't care about us. They do what, you know, this scratches this guy's back and this guy's back. They don't have anything to care about us.
That's why I say, come, Lord Jesus, come and rescue
Well,
us.
I may or may not have the fortitude to follow Craig's advice, but at least now I have some really nice carpets. These photos don't show the fullness of the impact of his work, but I can see it with my own eyes, and I give testimony that this was a job well done. Thanks, Craig.